Shalom. Uperzi Bashim Yasha, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone of rule well. And shalom to all the brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. Um, yeah. Texas is still fucked. Okay. So this is on CBS Local. It says, how much longer will the DFW area store shelves be nearly empty following the winter storms? So yeah, like Texas, it's they might have been fucked for like a week. I think they finally got the power back on, but there's still water shortages, and it kind of just shows how easily, the law can just flip a switch like that, and people are gonna be fucked, and people aren't prepared. They ain't capable to deal with it. There's been hella people dropping dead, freezing to death in their houses and shit. It's peak. That's how easily the Lord can flip that switch, for judgment, and that's how it's gonna get down, man. People are, thinking everything's, or essentially their ease, man. They don't realize, what's waiting around the corner, man. Them guys that froze to death, they're probably thinking, like, oh yeah, they'll probably enjoying themselves, man. They're having a good time, and then before you know it, man flicked the Netflix on, then his fingers weren't moving, man. But hey, that's it's fucked, man. And it's one issue just kind of it escalates, man. It builds up steam. So it will start off with just, okay, the electricity's cut off. But it's like, okay, water, food, lighting, heat, all these other things. Then it's like, okay, how over a process of time, it builds up to further and greater problems, man. And that's what people aren't realizing. And it's about how much, hey, people aren't prepared, man. People aren't thinking about you got a few of them preppers don't have shit, but they're not even aware of how of how deep it's gonna go. But people aren't looking for the judgment of America, man. They're looking for America to be destroyed. They're not looking for, you know, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. So boy. So it says what? On top of dealing with power outages and boil water advisories, many North Texans have been frustrated by nearly empty shelves at grocery stores across the metroplex. I know it's unnerving for customers when they come in the store and it doesn't look like the grocery store they know and love, said Christy Lara, Director of Public Relations for the Southern Division of Tom Thumb and Albertsons. But there's been an increase in demand, coupled with some stores that have dealt with power outages and had to get rid of product as a result. Yeah, the power cuts out. A lot of that refrigerated and frozen stuff is toast. If you got like hella shit like milk, cheese. Well, actually, yeah, at room temperature cheese, all kinds of stuff that doesn't keep well without like refrigeration or freezing. That shit's toast. And even then, it's like meat's toast. Pretty much all meat. Yeah, all meat's toast, man. Because if you can't keep it refrigerated, that shit's gonna rot. You're gonna have to throw it away. And then it's as well. It's like you can't even order in more stuff, because how you even gonna order shit in? Ain't nowhere to keep it. And then thing is as well is like when a circumstance, a dire situation happens, then other people are gonna realize, oh shit, maybe we need to stack up on this, maybe we need more of that, and then you get more shortages, man. So yeah, it says the hazardous road conditions have also made it difficult for suppliers and trucks to get in. Yeah, all that ice. So actually, there was a pile up. There was a fucking colossal pile up. A few days, like 100 vehicle pile up or some shit. But I can't remember what part of the country that was in. But that shit's deadly. So it says, so that has impacted us exponentially with getting product replenished in our stores, said April Martin, corporate affairs manager from the Kroger Dallas division. We're hoping to see some type of normalcy. I'll put that in air quotes by this weekend. The situation at the grocery stores is reminiscent of what happened at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. Yeah. Same thing happened. That shit happened globally as well. People were buying all kinds of shit up. Shit was empty, man. You were queuing up for like 2 hours to get in, and there was fucking nothing left. So that's flips like a switch, man. The Lord can have these things happen. We've learned a lot in the past year, and one of those things is diversifying our suppliers and making sure there's always a plan B, a C, and D. All Kroger stores in Dallas, Fort Worth are now back open and operating at normal hours. 98 of the 99 locations in the area were open and operating at reduced hours Thursday, but they're all expected to be back to normal Friday. But then look at that, the shelves are empty. And this is something that, people might only be used to seeing in like fucking Zimbabwe and in, the so-called third world. But, that shit's come to America, man. America's meant to be, first world country, the the most developed, most advanced. But a little snowstorm comes, a little light dusting comes, and then it's all a mess. Everything's falling apart. It says the retailers are also working with vendors to restock as quickly as possible. Starting today and each day going forward, they'll see dramatic improvements over the next few days. And we're anticipating early next week, a customer will be able to see a more normal looking store, said Laura. With essentials like bottled water and firewood, when essentials like bottled water and firewood are back on shelves, grocers urge people not to overbuy. That ain't gonna happen, man. Because people are gonna be thinking about the last fucking week they spent, where their fucking fingertips were fucking turning blue, and their appendages were ready to fall off, man. They stub a toe, it might just fall off. So they're gonna be looking to stock up, man. And that back of that throat was dry as hell. That's the thing, is these are the things that in the present world, these things aren't considered, man. Especially when you deal with the West. People here are in the most lackadaisical spirit when it comes to, matters of judgment, any kind of danger. They're unaware. That's why it's like when the first lockdown started back in March, people were panic buying all kinds of shit because it was like, oh my god, something bad could really happen. Fucking hell. I said, try your best not to panic shop. Martin said, continue to practice patience when you're in our stores. Kroger's limited items like milk, bread, eggs, and frozen pizzas, 2 per person. Yeah, so it's gonna be limited purchasing as well. But hey, this is any kind of crisis, like when these things go down, people are they're not prepared, man. They're not ready for what's gonna occur, man. They're not looking for it, man. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Yeah, for these guys, it's coming as a thief. For for the prophets, we've been searching the scriptures, observing what's happening, observing, the trend that you're seeing of how prophecy sped up, man. It's that time, so it's not a marvel when the scriptures are being fulfilled. But for an average peon, they're not looking for these things, man. They're caught unawares. That's why it's like, okay, the frozen shit happened. It's like, oh my god. And then no aid was coming, man. They were just like, people are caught slipping, but they don't realize that Esau's not looking to help you, man. These elites said they want to maintain humanity under 500 million. That means that around over 7 billion people need to get erased. That's the kind of man you're dealing with, man. This is their approach. So as far as that goes, then it says for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah. So it's like when a woman's holding that baby, she doesn't know that Esau will say like, oh, okay, you're gonna in X amount of weeks or whatever, it should be ready. But then you'll have that time. It's not like you're just gonna know. Women just know, and then they just they'll casually stroll into a hospital, lie down on bed, and be like, oh, right on time, and then go into labor. No, that comes at any time, man. The water can just break like that. So just as the time isn't known, you don't know. You could expect it at one point, and then it could, it could be 2 weeks later when the water actually ends up breaking. That's how these troubles are gonna come, man. Because they're not anticipating. They're not ready. It says what? But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Yeah, so we're the children of light, man. We're basically dealing with what's actually occurring and what's going down, going into the prophecies, breaking these things down. Teach, noising it abroad, man. Prophesying of what's gonna come, how these events are gonna go down. So that's why we're not just gonna be, whilst these things are happening, not be saying anything or be talking about something completely unrelated. And we're gonna be going into the scriptures and breaking these things down, man. It says what? For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For the Most High hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Yeah, so this is what we're working, striving, and focusing on. That salvation from Yahushua. That's what we're looking for. That's where that's our purpose on this planet, man. And that's where all our energy is going to. But what? It's people in the world, their energy's on folly, on making money, on chasing women, all kinds of BS. Things that are carnal, things that are gonna pass, are gonna fade when the kingdom's instated. And as such, they're distracted from the reality of what's going down. It's like with Noah. Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Yeah, so all kinds of celebrations were going down, all kinds of joy and mirth was being had before, the entire population of the world was wiped out, bar 8 souls, man. And all that time they were talking the utmost shit. They were enjoying themselves. They were feeling hella justified in what they were doing. Same as now. When you do it now, you tell people, okay, America's gonna be destroyed. People look at you like you got a screw loose. You talk you're skeptical of Esau and his jab, all these different things that he's pushing out, all these policies that he's pushing. Then people are, oh, why you ever think the government wants to blah? These people are completely lulled into asleep, man. They're in that deep darkness, man. They're dark. Their mind is under the earth, man. No oxygen, no water, no oil. Says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall one be in the field, then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known it, in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. Yeah, so that's it, man. It's gonna, the way judgment's gonna be doled out. It's gonna be on that scale where you might see someone around, and they're kind of trying to say that with this, this thing that they've got, the Crown Royale, they've got going around like, oh, now it's like everyone that someone's had it. It's gonna be the point where you could be walking around with someone, and that person drops dead, and you survive, or vice versa, man. And it's gonna be judgment. It's gonna be straight judgment. It's not just gonna be catching, it's gonna be, you're getting taken out, man. That's where it's going to, and that's what as it was going to, and that's what people aren't ready for, man. People aren't prepared. They're not aware, and it's gonna catch. But that's exactly how the Lord wants it, man. These guys were lulled to sleep. 2/3 of Jake were lulled to sleep, man. Their eyes were covered, their ears were deafened, so they couldn't hear the word and be converted and be healed, man. Because it's their role is to get judged. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.